Buenos dias. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing good today on this wonderful Wednesday. It's rather rainy and damp, and my author-itis is very, very present today because the bones are the bones of the bones. I mean, high humidity definitely has an impact on the bones and the body. But yeah, so we've had about, let's see, in my out on my picture, out on my deck, I measured it just yesterday, and since last night, we've had about another, I'm gonna say about another 3 inches of rain. But I'll take a measurement on that later. I'll do a short on that. But uh, what I wrote in my description is what something that is going to be addressed on a very large scale, because it's an incident that occurred to me, and it's happened to other women and men and people that have not spoken upon it out of shame, embarrassment, fear, stress, trauma, retaliation against the alleged perpetrator, because things like that do happen, because when you, as we grow into who we are as a person, we make contacts and we make connections with people. And certain situations, we can have contacts and connections with people that aren't good people. And, and when I mean people that aren't good people, people that can be not the kind of people you'd ever want to cross, or not the kind of people that you'd cross that are connected to these people. So anyway, that was also another reason why I didn't speak up on it. But in my situation now, I went public with this. I went public with this when the Me Too movement started, by contacting the said agency, and now I have quite a lengthy amount of information as far as how many times and since when, and reports and so forth and all that. But it'll all be addressed. Because, like we all know, whatever you do in the dark always comes out to light. And that's just how life goes. Just how life goes. I mean, we see it now. We see it with what's happening globally. This is not part of that, but it's intertwined on that, because we see how we're all seeing now with what's happening with people in strong support of anti-Gino, what's happening in Gaza. So we see the support of humanity for people against what's happening. But on the flip side of that, we see how municipalities are spending billions of dollars in law enforcement to protest what we're paying for. So it's all intertwined. So now, that's a whole different subject, but it's still intertwined, and that's why I'm bringing it in. Because what the thing is, what people have to do, anyone, minorities, whoever you are, any kind of interaction that you're having with any kind of agency, make sure that you document everything, because they're under the misguided, well, it's an intentional misguided way of treating people. And if you're not aware of what your rights are, they got no problem putting cuffs on you. Okay, so make sure you deal with whatever you do. You deal with these mopes, because that's what I call them. Because I don't have time for stupidity, and there's a lot of stupidity that happens in government, especially. I mean, it goes from the top down all the way to the tiers of what we're seeing here. But yeah. So now this is a series all stuff, and it's all going to be addressed. That's all going to be addressed, because you see, you can't do to people what you think you can and expect to be like, oh, okay, well, let me go wander up into the sunset. Yeah, yeah. Especially when stuff is exposed and you've been reported on about it. But anyway, that's it, it's all going to come out. So for any women, any men who've been involved in any kind of situation where something negative happened to you and you reported on it, and that person is either in law enforcement or you're dealing with any kind of an agency, make sure you continue to address it. Because if you don't, they're great for sweeping stuff under the carpet. They're great for that. They love that. They're like, oh, 1090X. 1090X is a code. I used to work as a 9/11 operator. That's unfounded. Yeah, unfounded. Your mama's unfounded for giving birth to you pieces of. Anyway, let me not say that. They're gonna block that, but I'm recording it. But yeah. So the cover up central. Yeah. Like I said in another video, I basically pulled their pants down and put them behind the building on a full exposure. But there'll be other people that'll speak up, and like I said, it's going to happen. It'll happen on a larger scale. But anyway, everybody who is against what's on a different subject, but again, it rolls into this, because it's all corruption, it's all power, it's a play of power, and it's a play of manipulating people so that they're benefiting. You understand? And we're not going to have that no more. No, we're not going to have that at any level. And also, to wrap this into like what's happening globally, all of the name brand things that we consume, that we think we need to have, all of those companies, they're all involved with dark money. Okay, they're all involved with dark money. Now, I've been brainwashed into thinking that I need labels, I need this, I need that, like buying these designer bags that cost like $1,000 a pop to start, So yeah, finding out where these people get their cabbage from, you know what? It's all dark money. The same with investments. The same with realtors, real estate companies, big banks, insurance. So we have to, as a population, as a people, stop spending money to feed the beast. Stop spending money to feed the beast, because we're going to now see the economy go down to a trickle. And then of course it's going to be, we have the reds and the blues, like the rapper Ice Cube. Is it Ice Cube or Ice T? I'm sorry, I forgot, but I follow you on IG. I follow Ice-T also. Ice-T, anyway, he has a song, the Reds and the Blues, and it's the truth. It's like we're fighting. Government wants us to fight against one another, and when we do that, it increases their bottom line because they're making money. And then they could say, oh, but look at these unruly people. We have to protect. Like all the tragedies that have happened where black men are killed by the popo, and then people protest and riot. Oh, and then we're called savages for rioting and protesting. We're called savages for rioting and protesting, but there's a system that's been set up, and it's still set up to keep people down, to keep minorities in low income areas, bad schools, inadequate housing, crappy garbage health care, okay, mass incarceration. So then that's the excuse that they use. They continue to flip it. So my message to people is this: whenever you're dealing with these what I call mopes, because most of them are mopes, make sure you document everything. See, now I just recently had a situation here. I'm living here in Dutchess County. It's 21 years in October. When I bought my house, there was a shed on the property. It was on the listing. All right. So now we had moved it, and where we had moved it, The ground is saturated. The ground is the water. It's flooding. Okay. Bottom line, it's flooding up here. So the water tank was hot. So any case, I go ahead. It gets moved. Now I had it moved after my husband died. So now I had listed it with this agent, and then I pulled the listing. She goes ahead, and because she had a certain kind of sentiment because she lost the listing, she goes ahead and she goes to the county and she's, oh, but there's that stuff that was here that was not reported. Stuff that was here that was not reported. Any case, long story short with that, these people from the town, they're telling me, I get an email, oh, it's illegal. It has to be removed. 21 years ago. So you know what's illegal? The fact that they're getting paid as inspectors or building, whatever their titles are, and nobody's doing their job. But you want to tell me 21 years later it's illegal? Then I have a deck. We put a deck on. We had got the permits. Everything was closed out. The guy who did that gig over here in this town, he's no longer here. I don't know what happened to him. I hope the guy is okay. I got no beef with him. End of the day, the guy didn't close this out. And they're telling me that, oh, the footings aren't this, the footings aren't that. Yeah, okay. That's a waste. That's right there. That's from 21 years, first the deck, okay, first off the shed, 21 years ago. They're coming now about a shed? Are you serious? Are you people, are you like, what is this? They don't like me because I talk about politics, because I put them on blast. Well, that's too bad. Don't do things to people that you shouldn't do. And then people like me and other people won't call you all out. It's very simple. That's all. Very, very simple. So yeah, again, getting back to when you're dealing with these people, make sure everything is documented, because they will sweep stuff under the carpet to benefit them. And you know what? They've received enough benefits. You know why? Because they're nothing but manipulators. They're nothing but grifters. Do you know in the NYPD, there are cops on this job for over 45 years that have top tier salaries that don't even, that should have retired after 20 years, okay? But then they say that there's no money. But there's no money. Oh, but there's no money. But there's no money. But you keep people on a job for 45 years that, number one, shouldn't have been on the job. Number two, after their 20-year bid, guess what? You know what? It's like a bid. When you get locked up, you're in the Graybar Hotel. Hey, you did 20 years. You got to go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, that's what NYPD does. That's what other agencies do. And then they get these cats, they come up. Then they'll go to a different county, and then they'll work for the state, and then they'll collect 2 pensions, which that's not illegal. Anybody could do that. But it's the gravy train. It's the gravy train that needs to stop. And the gravy train needs to stop. So for any woman or any man, anybody who has been a victim of any type of abuse where you reported it, and the people that you reported it to basically have tried to subdue what occurred to you, we have to get together. We have to go national. We have to go public. Yeah, that's what we have to do. So anyway, other than that, I hope everybody's doing well. And my wonderful soup came out wonderful. I'll be having that later. But just the smell of it is just fantastic. But anyway, everybody have a great day. And speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself, and always freaking report somebody. Don't let what happened with me. I was in a bad state because of all the trauma that happened with me, and I gotta give myself a pat on the back because I'm a pretty strong freaking bam. Because anybody else, let me tell you something. I've heard stories of people that have had little, what I consider little. They've had advanced trauma, and they're no longer here. And when I say they're no longer here, because they made themselves no longer here because of stress and trauma. So if you're dealing with that, you're dealing with stress, you're dealing with trauma, always know that there'll always be a tomorrow and things will get better. And, keep your foot on somebody's neck legally until they're held accountable. And don't ever, ever try to hurt yourself because of your stress, your trauma. You could be angry, you could be upset, you could like want to, take that person's face to their head and, you know, put it on a brick and maybe um, throw a few things at it, But, everything works out. Because remember, everything that's hidden comes out into the light. Everything that's hidden comes out into the light. So NYPD, DA Manhattan Bragg, make it happen. Get it together because this is not going away. It's not going away. Okay? It's not going away. If my voice was loud enough to make changes or attempted slogans of change for people with mental health and addiction, you know, maybe you people can finally like say, you know what, we better get snapping with this because this woman ain't gonna shut up and she ain't gonna go away. How's that? Till next time, everybody stay safe, stay well, stay hydrated, and do the right thing by people. Till next time, peace and blessing. Bye. Off.